This is not your the good yayo that you see in South Beach.
And I got the yayo.
Welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Jack. This is Gas Diesel Garage, and in today's episode, well, we're gonna take some stuff apart. So stay tuned. Now it's time to play. I'm totally kidding. It's time to play Take Stuff Apart. If you guys don't know what this is a Freightliner Cascadia compressor, air compressor that is. And why do I have a Freightliner air compressor? Well, because this one was defective. And I think it's pretty interesting that if I took this thing apart, show you all the components in it, and show you why it failed, you'd probably get a better understanding on why these things are so important. Now, before I go tearing into this air compressor, I want to show you guys exactly what all the function is with an air compressor on a Freightliner Cascadia. Well, number one, this sits up under the driver's side of the engine, and it's very hard to see, and it's a pain in the butt to do, or replace rather. But how this air compressor works is this is bolted, 4 bolts actually, 1, 2, 3, and they're Torx head bolts. But this is bolted to the transmission gear. The transmission and the flywheel, all that stuff's turning, and when this turns, it sucks in air through this port right here, and it discharges air through here, and it fills your air tanks and basically powers all your air brakes and a lot of other stuff. So this is very important. But also too, this compressor also has another outlet gear, which you can see here. This is another outlet gear. This actually houses the power steering pump, and that's a whole nother story. So this air compressor is very important, but don't be alarmed. Your power steering will be fine as long as this keeps on turning. Power steering is fine. But also, this air compressor has coolant hoses, ports that go through here that cools this thing. So in essence, an air compressor is basically like an engine. The engine is just like a glorified air pump, which that's what air compressor is. Engine, you got a lot of other things to make horsepower, which is obviously fuel and fire and so on and so forth, and all those computers and all this and that. But an engine is basically an air pump, like an air compressor. So now let's go ahead and take this thing apart. We're going to start by taking all of these 1/2-inch bolts out. I believe there's about 6 of them. Yes, 6 of them. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, let's see what we got. Ew. No wonder this thing failed. Hey, look at all that. Anyways, that's the top half. And here's the bottom half. You see all this? This is not your the good yayo that you see in South Beach. Just kidding. But yeah, all that dirt and crud is no good. Yeah, very, very disgusting. And if you look, you can see down in that hole, you get like, you see that? This is a single piston that pumps all this air out. But if you got all that crud, yeah, that's not gonna go anywhere, and it's not gonna pump any air. Man, look, all that's down inside the piston. That is no good. And can you see that also? You can see all the coolant passages that go all through this to keep this thing cool. Next, let's take the head off of it. There we go. Oh yeah. That does not look promising. Okay. All right. Here's a better look at the piston. See that? Okay. Let's see if I can pull that off. Which I think I can. Yep. Basically, it's like a head gasket. But fortunately, this thing's most likely not going to blow out. Ooh, yeah. Nothing like compressing dirt. Yeah. That's pretty gross. Now I have the compressor flipped upside down, but here's a good shot of what the coupler looks like for the power steering pump. It just slides in there, turns and turns, makes pressure and turns the pump, and now you can steer. But in order to take the rest of this apart, we're gonna have to take these Allen heads out and pull that out, and then we'll go from there. Now just give it a little tap. This part should come right on out. There it goes. Okay, now that I got that off, now I can show you. You see, this coupler is on here with the Allen heads, basically on a crankshaft. It's a crankshaft, just like an engine. You know, turns the piston, and you know, it pumps air. So, and also too, all of this is filled with the engine oil. That's why Freightliner's got a lot of engine oil, because engine oil is very, very important. And I apologize for not mentioning that earlier, but yes, these air compressors are fed by the engine oil on the truck. Now there's one other thing that I did not mention on how these compressors get like that. And that is, if the intake tube is clogged for whatever reason, this thing's going to turn into a big old suction pump, if you will. Because if this is blocked, then this thing's going to suck up oil right up into here and screw all of that up. And then it's going to get compacted and you're not going to be able to build air. So yes, an air compressor has to breathe to pump air. And if you look, this has a pipe that goes around the engine and it goes back on up, and then it goes right into the intake.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, check your air filter, your engine air filter. Make sure that is not blocked. And yes, your engine will run with a dirty filter because it still has a turbo and it still sucks in massive exhaust. So your engine's still going to run. So don't think just because your air filter is dirty or clogged that your engine won't run, because that's not the case. But it will screw up your air compressor. Now, to be able to take the piston out, it needs to come out from the top, just like an engine would. But we need to take this cover off, which all we gotta do is take a little chisel and chisel that on out and pop it out. You know, they say this is unserviceable. Yeah, that's BS. But to take this off, because we need to get into those special connecting rod bolts, and let's go ahead and do that now. Alrighty, pull that cap on off. Looked up inside there. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this gear a little bit, show you how it works. See, rolls on a crankshaft. All we gotta do is just take those connecting rod bolts off, and yeah. Now you should just be able to turn it and get a good hit on it. It might come out. There we go. Alrighty. Ain't that cute? A little piston. Alright. Now you should just be able to turn it upside down and give it a couple hits. There we go. Okay, I lied. My mistake. Got to take that bolt off of that that gear right there, and then it will come on out. All right. By the way, this nut is opposite thread, so make sure you get that right. Oop. All right. Okay, just to let you guys know, this gear is centered on a tapered crankshaft, so it might be a little bit to knock this thing on out. So let's just go ahead and knock this thing. Oh, you got lucky. One gear. All right. Go ahead and pull the crankshaft on out. There we go. See what I mean about the taper? These things can be a pain in the ass to get out. So all right, that's basically the gist of pulling an air compressor apart. Now let's see and inspect all the rest of the parts that we didn't really pay close attention to. Let's go ahead and check these out and find out why this thing failed. Okay, like I said, now that we have everything basically taken apart, let's inspect everything. First up, let's look at the piston. Piston rings don't look screwed up. Yes, that looks really bad, and I'll get to that in a few minutes, but let's keep on looking. Even the skirts don't look scored up. Even the bearings, they don't look messed up either. Let's look at the bottom one. No, that doesn't look bad either. Even the crank doesn't look bad. No scoring on that whatsoever. And the cylinder walls, they don't look scored up either. Got some junk down at the bottom. So let's look at the head issue. That doesn't look good. That crap don't look good. Yeah. And let's look at the very top one. You see all that crap? Now earlier, when I pulled the fitting off of that, this thing was slam caked, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna skip to this clip right here and show you how I clean that real quick. And that does not look good. Remember, that's your discharge port. So it's discharging or trying to discharge air, but it can't because it is basically compressing dirt into your system. Now, how does dirt get into your system? Well, I got a theory on that. Okay. How does a piston look like this? It shouldn't look like this ever. In an air compressor, an engine, no. Now, how all this dirt got in here? Number one, I think the driver probably didn't change his oil like he was supposed to, because it's not filtering dirt out of the oil, basically. You know, when oil breaks down, it starts to look like that. And yes, it will be sucked up into your air compressor, and yes, it will destroy your air compressor. So sucking up dirt through the piston rings, yeah, that's not a good thing. And then it causes some other issues. It goes right into your air dryer, destroys that. Then if it gets past your air dryer, it's going to go to your tanks, and your tanks are going to get dirt in them. So it can cause a lot of issues. So yeah, that's probably how that happened, unfortunately. Yeah, change your oil. I don't see any other damage. Change oil, because remember, what does moisture do? Moisture traps dirt, just like anything else. I'm not going to get all science on you, but moisture, dirt, cut together, compressed air, yeah, you're trying to compress dirt. It's not a good thing. Now, I can tell you that the air compressors, these can be rebuilt. Basically, this video is not meant for a rebuild. This video is to show you the causes of why an air compressor basically failed. So not going to rebuild it, but it can be rebuilt. It's actually cheaper to rebuild them if you check this video out. But if you want to, you can take it and get a reman air compressor, which, yes, all of these air compressors are remanufactured. Matter of fact, I put a remanufactured on the customer's truck, you know, so I took this one to show you how this stuff happens. But that's neither here nor there. Well, that's going to be a wrap for this episode of Gas Diesel Garage. If you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, share the video with your friends, families, neighbors, uncles, cousins. It doesn't matter. But, like I said, your air compressor should not look like that. And hopefully with this video, if you decide to rebuild it on your own, you can. If you guys want me to rebuild it, just put it down in the comments, and we can do that. And so, with all that being said, have to see you next time. Peace.